Hello, my dear friends. It's Christmas time. With great pleasure, we are receiving here Dr. Mick Collins, a great friend, a wonderful occupational therapist, and he will talk about psychology, Christmas, and our life, something like that. I will post here for you our post, Christmas and Spiritual Psychology. Are you seeing that? And here, you can read his CV, the entire life dedicating to help other friends. So, my dear ones, I pass over now to Dr. Mick Collins, and you enjoy his talk. I will be with you anyway, okay, behind the scenes. I'm trying to hide myself.
Thank you, Elsa.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, hello, everyone. We're entering into the most wonderful time of the year in the Christian calendar, the birth of Jesus. And what does that represent to our lives? In the modern world, it's become very secularized and material. So we buy each other gifts and we feast and we celebrate one another and family. And of course, there's a much deeper meaning to Christmas, and it's symbolized beautifully by the birth of Christ and all of the signs and all of the wonders that happened at that phenomenal event. The wise men were guided to the place of birth, shepherds appeared, and we had the angelic, we had the spirit manifesting at that time. But what was being born in this very humble environment, a manger, not full of great riches and luxury, very simple. And what was being born was love. You know, Christ is anointed. That means to be anointed. And what does that mean, to be anointed? It's about recognition of the holiness of life. And so we have this wonderful time of love manifest. So that's really what we're moving into now in Christmas. It's a time of love and a time of connection to spirit. But what does that mean to us psychologically? It's a profound time for reflection when we think about it. So, for instance, if we think first and foremost about our friends and family and buying them gifts, we think about the sort of things that they might like. And of course, we cater to their everyday tastes and preferences. But we forget also that the gift is actually in the giving. And it's not so much about the present itself, it's the act of giving and the act of receiving. There's something reciprocal in that relationship. So somehow, maybe the birth of Christ in this very simple manger is very symbolic about what is being born within us that's maybe not so complicated, not so expensive, but simple. And what I love about the work of Allan Kardec in particular, and it touched me very deeply when I studied his work, was what's being asked of us in the birth of our consciousness and our conscience. It's not only our consciousness, it's our conscience that is being born. What's coming is an opportunity to progress in the ways of love, in the ways of charity, in the ways of justice, in the ways of morality, in the way of kindness and compassion. And so in our frantic desire to please our families and friends and buying them all the gifts that we know will make them happy, we also have the opportunity to walk down the street and think about our other friends and neighbors and people we don't know, and how we can extend that love and that compassion to them. So you might see someone homeless, or you might see somebody struggling, or you might just be so busy you forget that there are other people around you. And these are really important things to actually remind ourselves about what is being born at this time. And our conscience is a good one. How many of us, myself included, have walked past somebody that was maybe in need, somebody who didn't have any money, who didn't have enough food or whatever? This is a time for gift giving in the most broadest sense. And even if it's just a conversation, even if it's just stopping and talking to somebody. And so I like to think about what's being born in this time is not only for Christmas, but that's just a reference point in our calendar, our spiritual and psychological calendar. That's a reference point for all year, every day. And the beauty of what I've learned from Kardec is that this soul progression is something that happens throughout our life, not just in 1 year, happens throughout our life and till the day we die. And that our souls are going to be enriched by this behavior, this way of being, and this way of connecting with our deep inner self and our deep inner connections with others. And not only human beings, but animals, plant life, the planet, our resources, they're all God-given. And this sort of awakening is something that is radically transforming. I remember reading a book by Chico Xavier, and he talked about that we're on the path to angelhood. And it's no coincidence that an angel came at the birth of Jesus and was present there. And it's a beautiful symbol of actually what we're all reaching into in our own spiritual progression, our own psychological progression and our own spiritual progression. So Christmas then is a wonderful way of reflection, not only in the commercial sense, but in the deep psychological and spiritual sense, that we have so much that we can reach into within ourselves that enriches us, that enlivens us, and that brings us a great emancipation in our connections with ourselves, with each other, with life, and with God. And so I really don't have a huge amount more to say, except just happy Christmas. And I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mick. Really touch our hearts when we can live Christmas every day according to the law of love and care, forgiveness, the way that we will be happy, because it's difficult to be happy when you see people, as you said before, in the streets in need more than us. But thank you so much. I hope to see you again in our events that you kindly participate, giving your talks, especially one in September that was wonderful, suicide prevention. And people that wants to know more about your talks by Spirituality in Bass, they are in our Bass Audio Visuals YouTube channel. And more you can research about Mick Collins and see what I'm leaving the end of. You can read slowly. When we say goodbye, those are my few words. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to you all. Over to you now, your last words, Mick, if you want to.
Yeah, just to really take this time, this beautiful time of the year, to really think deeply about everything that we're doing, not only to celebrate Christmas, but to also bring ourselves closer to God.
Thank you all. Merry Christmas to all. Be with us. Visit our YouTube channel, Bass Audio Visuals, and we will be there with you with more talks. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you once again, Mick. Merry Christmas, my dear friends.
And Merry
A
Christmas.
big hug to Hannah.
Thanks, Elsa.